Whoops. Hi. Let me start the intro again. Hello, welcome to the Strange and Wonderful. I'm sorry for that mishap. I'm usually not doing the technical background. That's usually my co-host Michael's job. But tonight I am having all the fun tonight with all the technical stuff and all the hosting. And I usually have my notebooks of questions too, but you know what? I'm going to wing it today. And pretty much, I got this. I got this. If you don't know who I am, my name is Courtney Webb, and this is my girlfriend, Dahlia. Dahlia she's a doll. She is if you want to go into details, she's like kind of like a mannequin doll, but her body's like fabric, and she has like a silicone skeleton inside her and a paper mache head. She's made by a company in New Zealand, and I believe it's by one artist too, which that is amazing. But yeah, there's a whole video on my discovery of Dahlia in a couple episodes if you didn't know. But if this is your first time, welcome to the show. If this is your third, fifth, sixth, 100 time, or you're just not watching it at all, welcome to the show. Okay, well today I have this wonderful guest I discovered by watching TikTok. I know, such a childish thing. I'm doing what the cool kids are doing. I'm going on TikTok and all that. So I discovered by TikTok and the Harley Quinn. She's an amazing Harley Quinn cosplayer. She's very professional. A very professional cosplayer. That's what I mean. Sorry, y'all. I don't know how the words today. Hey. She also a costume designer, and she rollerblades as well. Her name she is known as Sweetheart Harley Quinn. Well, actually, she's known as Sweetheart Harley. She has the last name of Dimopoulos, but she just calls herself as Sweetheart Harley. And welcome to the show. Let's welcome everybody to the show. Welcome all to the show, y'all. You better clap. Come on, clap. Let's go. And here she is, Miss Harley Quinn.
Hello.
Hello. Let me get this better. Okay, there we go.
You killed it. You killed the intro. I loved it.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I usually don't do the intros.
You did great.
Actually, no, I do the intros sometimes.
Take them over. You got it.
Yeah. So how you been doing?
Good. I've been very busy. Busy all the time. I work pretty much 50 hours straight, sleep for around 6, get up, do it all again.
Okay, and you do that every day?
Yes.
Okay.
I sleep every other night or every third night.
I feel you on that. Most of the time, I just sleep all the day, all the time, no matter what. I'm just like...
No, I never sleep. I rarely sleep. I get like less than 20 hours a week. It's terrible.
Okay, well, I usually have a bunch of questions, and I usually ask this at the beginning of the show. What is strange and wonderful about yourself?
Oh, geez. I would have to say that one of, I guess, the wonderful things about me is that I am a professional cosplayer, and the fact I get paid to cosplay. I make all my own cosplays and props, and I am completely self-taught. I also have a manager, which kind of sets me in like a different like category, I guess. And I'm also in the entertainment industry now as a designer.
Oh, nice.
So, yes, I can't talk about that though.
Nope. Sorry, we got an NDA, y'all. We cannot talk about it.
Yes, but if anyone wants to know more about that, they can go to my Instagram at Sweetheart Harley. And
let me put that in the banner real quick so people can see you and everything. Let me see. I'm new to this, y'all. I'm sorry about this.
You're good. You're doing better than I would do. I just get to sit here and talk. You gotta do all the technical stuff.
I know. I gotta do technical and talking. I'm like, oh no, this is like my old job at a call center. No, I don't like this.
Oh no. I came from a call. I used to work at a call center for a year. And it was the worst experience of my life.
Oh God, I hated it. I hated it. Because once I got a call, it was a guy missing his phone, and I was like, broke down crying.
I worked at like a health New York State of Health, pretty much. Their call center. So I would have people calling me being like, why did you shut off my insurance? I was getting brain surgery today. So like really difficult calls to deal with. And I came from 6 years of managing Hot Topic before then, so it was completely different.
Nice.
And now I run 3 businesses, and I do all that mainly contracted work. Like I know coding, so I handle the back end of a website for a company called Learning Journeys, and then I do like jobs and UCG content or UGC content, which is a user generated content. So companies will hire me to promote their product. So I do a whole lot of that now, which is why I work so much.
Okay, well, that's completely understandable because you like working nonstop. You gotta be drinking coffee like nonstop as too.
Oh, I love coffee so much. I drink pumpkin spice year round though. So I don't want anyone out there to think I am basic. I mean, I kind of am, but
hey, on this show, we don't judge anybody. Like, come on, we have people in relationship with dolls. Like myself.
I mean, I have a forehead tattoo. How basic can I be? Let's be honest. But what was the other half of that question? Because ADHD brain.
Oh,
or the first half.
Strange. What is strange about yourself?
What is everything is strange about me.
Everything?
Everything. I am a very strange individual. I openly express this a lot on my Instagrams, and like whenever I did have a podcast, which I haven't done at all this year. I haven't done my YouTube this year just because I haven't had time, but I'm very open and honest with the people who follow me because it's not my page, it's our page, because it wouldn't be what it is without the people who follow me. So where was I going with that? That happens a lot where I'll be mid.
No, you good. We got time. We got an hour, and if we have to extend it, we can do that too. It's my show. I can do whatever I want.
Yeah.
Except strip. We can't do that. No nudity.
Yeah, don't do that. YouTube will probably cut you off for life.
Yeah, YouTube will ban me.
Yeah, but I have and I openly express this, and I do in a lot of my my Instagram reels and on my TikTok, because you said you found me through TikTok, which is
yes, I did.
Weird because like TikTok's such a click and scroll type of place opposed to Instagram where you feel like you really connect with someone. So when you said you found me on TikTok, I'm like, oh, that's so cool. But like this last week I got recognized in public like 3 or 4 times, which never happens. Super weird. But I also have like extreme anxiety. I have a really bad panic disorder. I have ADHD. I have unspecified or bipolar 2, chronic insomnia, hypermania, which is why I can stay up for 60 hours in a row without even realizing it, because I just don't get tired. So I struggle with a lot of mental health issues, but through all of that, I'm still able to do what I do and do it very successfully.
And you said you got that all handled and under control.
For this kind of, I do the best I can. I have a psychiatrist and a therapist, so I have a team, and I mentally do the best I can.
I mean, hey, we're all human, and there's nothing wrong with getting mental help.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes I just get to the point though where like the other week, like it was like 2 weeks ago, I got my nails done, and like I walked outside the nail place, and some guy without a shirt on went by on his bike and came and circled around, and he just like parked himself in front of me, and he said, I just wanted to get a better look at you, sweetheart. And I told him to F off. Like, yeah, I didn't even know where it came from. It came out of my mouth so quick, like I couldn't react. And he's like, F off, really? Like, and I'm like, yeah. And he like drove on his bike. He's like, you're not my type anyways. And I'm like, then why'd you stop in the first place, you creep? Go away.
He probably had a thing for Harley Quinn, and he's like, I might have a chance.
I wasn't wearing anything Harley Quinn, and like my hair is candy corn right now because one, I love candy corn. It's such an underrated candy, and also I am the human version of candy corn, which people either love me or people really, really hate me. So that's why I do candy corn hair.
I mean, I think it's cute. I love the style of I can't watch today. I love the style of candy corn and all the fall aesthetics and everything. And me, I used to love it as a kid. I used to eat candy corn like nonstop.
That's me now.
But now I'm just like, no, there's just nothing but sugar while I'm eating like a whole bag of Sour Patch Kids.
See, I'm hypoglycemic, which means I have low blood sugar. So it's like the opposite of diabetes. So I really shouldn't have sugar or caffeine, and I eat both of them a lot. So they don't do very well in my body, and I get like that sugar high, and then that like 2 hours later, that instant crash, and like I got tested for it and everything because as a kid I had a lot of temper tantrums, and my mom's like, that makes sense because you were hypoglycemic, and like that all makes sense now.
Oh, sorry, we got a comment, and it's from my boyfriend, Stefan, and it's hearts and cards stuff.
Yay!
Yay!
Story, so I hope that some of my followers come over.
I hope so too, man.
I have some like dedicated loyal followers, but and I hope they come over here. I tried to do lives on my website instead of lives on Instagram because I was getting so badly harassed by the local cosplay community. I just couldn't do it anymore.
Yeah, I can understand about the cosplay community because sometimes they can be elitist and stuff, and you're like, oh, you're not exactly like that character. I'm like, who cares? It's my style. I can dress up however I want.
Right. The thing about
like
go ahead.
Like, do you ever get any elitists after you for your Harley Quinn cosplays and everything?
Sometimes I do. Sometimes people who are very loyal to the Margot Robbie Harley Quinn. And I say, what's your favorite comic? And they're like, what? And I'm like, have you ever picked up a Harley comic? They're like, when I remember I was the manager of Hot Topic at the time that movie came out in 2016. And there were people coming in and they're like, I'm looking for Harley Quinn, but like, there's like blue and red and black. What's this red and black? And I'm like, Harley Quinn. I'm like, for like 20 years, like, and the funny thing is I was born 6 days before Harley Quinn the same year. So this year we both turned 30 within 6 days apart from each other.
That is amazing. And my friend Michael, my co-host, would probably say something like, this is manifestation. This is his life telling you something with spiritual. I'm not good with these words, but he would probably say something that's probably has something to do with the spirituality of life and meaningfulness, because that's how I discovered Michael. We became friends through his other live stream show that he does called Live Stream of Consciousness. That's how I discovered him, and we became friends. And well, right now he's not here, but if he's listening, Michael, we missed you. You're missing out.
On to me, Michael. Get home quicker.
Yeah, you're missing out. You're missing out on Harley Quinn. Okay, let me go back to the questions. So why Harley Quinn?
I cannot explain that. There has never been an explanation. The closest thing I can do is go into psychology terms because, fun fact enough, I am a psychology student and I never even meant to be one. I went to school for video game design and development and found my way into media psych because psychology always interests me because the way my brain works. So I'm like, maybe I can understand my brain better. Fun fact, don't take psychology courses if you have a long history of mental trauma or mental illness, because you will have to relive that trauma over and over and over again every single semester, writing about it in depth, in detail, and comparing it to theories. So that's great. But long story short, I am a psychology media psych major. And it really taught me a lot about myself and my connection to Harley Quinn, because I only cosplay Harley Quinn. Harley Quinn has been like the one consistent my entire life for me. Like, it's Harley Quinn. And I've been reading her comics for it's over 20 years now. Like, it's got to be 20 years, because the Carl Castle series started in 2000, which is when I really like started reading her comics, because that was her first ever standalone series. And I collect her comics, of course. I have like so many Harley Quinn 30th anniversary on pre-order right now. I want to say it's well over 20. It's the same comic, it's just different covers, because I'm a variant collector. And a couple of them are signed by the artist, which is super cool, because I love getting signed. Like, my office is like literally black and red diamonds I painted on the walls. And just framed signed comics everywhere. Or like signed posters from when I met like Frank Cho at a convention. I like had him sign a poster for me. So yeah, Harley Quinn has like been like my one thing my entire life. And I remember being a kid and having like clowns in my bedroom, and that it stems from me growing up and idolizing her so much, to the point where it became a parasocial interaction where I wanted to be like her. So I watched like her series, and I was so young at the time, but my dad was a Batman fan, so he'd sit me on the couch with him, and like, I would topple over as a baby, yada yada. But somewhere in the development of my brain, she got stuck there. And it wasn't until like 3 semesters ago that I realized, I'm like, a lot of my personality, like, because I'll meet people in person and they'll be like, wow, you like act like Harley would act. And I'm like, no, I don't. Like, what are you talking about? And I realized it is because when you get past a certain stage of parasocial interaction with a character or a TV person or anything like that, you pick up their behaviors subconsciously. So for me, it's never been anything other than Harley Quinn. Like, so I didn't pick her. She picked me. And like, I live every day, and every cosplay I make is, I don't know if you saw, I did a Jinx and Harley crossover. That was like my last Harley Quinn cosplay I made. I've made cosplays since then, just not Harley Quinn ones. Because I'm trying to like, I've made like fashion items and like couture and stuff. But that took me over 300 hours to grind that out. And I had to figure it out on my own, because I am self-trained, and there's a bullet belt here and a bullet belt, like an actual bullet belt.
I've seen that one.
I made every single one of those bullets. I sanded the wood for every single one of them and then painted them. And then the hyena, I have a hyena gun instead of a shark gun like Jinx has. And his name is Bruce Bone.
Let me go find the picture of it real quick.
Oh, yes, I definitely sent it to you because you asked for it. I think a bunch. Yes. I'm like, here you go. I have hundreds of photos.
I'm like,
I've been doing this for well over a decade at this point.
I'm like, thank you. Let me go find it real quick. It should be in here somewhere. There it is.
Yes.
That's the one.
I made that hyena gun from scratch. It is the inside of it is actually a 4-inch mailing tube, like something you tube a poster in. The head is made out of EVA foam that I used hot glue to coat over it to make it give it a little bit of weight. And then to kind of help cover up the cracks, I used caulk, and it was a mess. That gun took forever, and yes, it does light up inside.
Oh wow, that's awesome. But
yeah, that entire thing, like the fabric I'm wearing, like the thigh high sock, the bralette fabrics and the shorts fabrics, I had those custom made for me based on patterns I had made. So I digitally designed the patterns and then I had them printed and shipped to me. So I'm the only person in the world with that exact pattern on fabric, unless somebody else has designed the same thing. But like that's my fabric right there. Wow. So like I literally went like all the like balls deep, if you will, and like made all the belts, Everything I am wearing besides the shoes I made 100% from scratch.
That
And
is amazing.
300 hours.
Wow. And I think we got some other photos. You want to just take a walk through to the photo album of your cosplays? And did you do different versions of Harley Quinn? Like, do you plan to do more Harley Quinn cosplays and everything?
Oh yeah. I mean, Harley Quinn is the only thing I cosplay pretty much. Besides, right now I'm working on a Bride of Frankenstein because I love the Bride of Frankenstein.
Oh,
Not Harley Quinn, but it is not the classic Bride of Frankenstein. It will be a new age tattooed up Bride of Frankenstein with blonde hair.
oh,
Unless I decide to turn one of my wigs. I just have like a bunch of wigs. I was partnered with Mick Costumes for like a really long time, and then they just like stopped answering me. I don't know what happened there. It was just like a big mix up with communication with whoever was supposed to be managing my account with them. So I just have like so many wigs and costumes from them that I wore once and never touched again. That they sent me for free. So I could take photos in. But other than that, it's Harley. Like all the way after I make the Bride of Frankenstein Harley, I do have a full Harley Quinn list. Like I want to make a classic Harley Quinn suit that's orange and yellow for candy corn, or orange and yellow for a pumpkin, or even orange and black would be
like,
kind of cute.
yeah.
That's overdone.
Yeah, I
And
have
I do,
seen that a lot.
yeah. And I want to make a Bride of Frankenstein Harley, obviously combining two of my favorite characters of all time.
I think that'd be awesome because I love fusions. Because me, I'm going to GeekCon and I'm cosplaying as a fusion of Alice in Wonderland and Harley Quinn.
Yes, I have wanted to do that cosplay for so long. Like I literally have an Alice in Wonderland neck tattoo and it goes all the way down my chest, like all the way down to like painting the roses red, like all over my chest. I don't know how well you can see that, but love Alice in Wonderland.
No.
I wanted to do that for so long. I just haven't gotten to it yet.
I think that's pretty epic because me, I don't know if you know this. Many people know by now. I have doll joints tattooed on my knees.
That's so cool.
I'm actually a living doll.
That is awesome. Yeah, I tattooed my own knees. One of them is a flower and one of them is Harley Quinn diamonds. Yeah. I worked in a shop. I was trained by professionals. Disclaimer. I worked in a shop.
Hey, there's nothing wrong. Okay. Would you like to explain what was going on in this particular photo right here?
Oh yeah, for sure. Well, I made those pants. Didn't make the jacket or the sports bra. The sports bra actually from Walmart.
Okay.
Fun fact: sometimes Walmart carries Harley Quinn things.
Yes, they do.
I made the bat though, and the jacket is actually the Harley Quinn Bombshell jacket. I was in the process of making one, and at the time when I was working at Hot Topic, they actually released it, so I bought it instead. And it's like legit, like the closest thing you can get to the actual thing. It's got that big Joker patch on the back. But this was just kind of like a punk, like out there Harley. Like I have well over 70 different Harley Quinn cosplays alone that I have made, or pieces that I have bought in the past, but now I strictly like make all my own things. I don't know, I have like this weird thing about it. But there's where we live, there's like this hill. It's not a hill, it's like a big waterfall. So to the like the side you can't see of me is like the opposite side of the photo is a waterfall. Like if I fall off there, I am plummeting to my death. I have
wow.
Off of that ramp before and have fallen on the ground. I have videos of it on my Instagram. When I dressed up as a like a Harley Quinn Joker, but like with like a schoolgirl skirt and like a sweatshirt, and like it was a different type of Joker because I've done like the classic Harley Joker look already, and I made the purple and green suit. But like,
which we do have that photo. Let me go find it real quick, y'all.
Yeah, but in that photo, I was just chilling. I was just trying to not fall off the ledge and die.
I mean, it happens. I mean, I fell up the stairs and I fell down the stairs.
Right, but you don't want to fall off a 50-foot drop into rocks and waterfall.
No, that sounds very dangerous, and not fun at all.
Yeah. Yes, that's
And
the one I
here,
made. I made that mallet, and I actually made it look like crushed metal on accident.
oh wow. And so, what was the? You just wanted a fusion of Harley Quinn and Joker with this with this peculiar cosplay.
Yes, actually, she's right behind me. Cryptozoic actually came out with this few years ago, but
Oh wow, that's
it's
cute.
literally that's what I based it off of. And
Nice.
besides the mallet, I went a totally different way with the mallet with like the crushed metal mallet to make it look like worn.
Mm-hmm.
And that's EVA foam with an internal structure of a concrete fill tube, or like a concrete tube. You can get them at like any Home Depot store. Like I made that mallet for probably like less than $10.
Oh wow.
Yeah, any mallet I make is 99% of the time like $15 max, including like that really big one I have. You probably
Mm-hmm.
saw it in the photos. It's like it's 17, 18 inches wide, and I can sell them for like $300 to $500 depending on them, just because of the amount of labor that goes into actually making them. But yeah, they're really cheap to make. They're just very time consuming. But yeah, this is what that look was based off of, and actually my followers at the time were requesting it, and
Okay.
I do listen to my followers. That's why I made that Harley Jinx cosplay, because it was the most requested one from last year. And I'm like, I'm doing it, guys. This year it's happening. And it happened.
I mean, I love fusions. Well, is there a fusion with Harley Quinn that you would not do?
No.
No.
Every version of Harley Quinn is Harley Quinn, even the 2016 Suicide Squad Harley Quinn that I really hate deep down in my core, because they ruined what Harley Quinn was for me for a while. Just the way that they portrayed her, but I still cosplay that version of her. Like, that's the weird thing. Like, even though I absolutely hated that movie, I still cosplay that one. But no, there is no crossover I won't do. I like to do crossovers in universes that I know, though. So like I did a Harley Quinn and Daenerys Targaryen from Game of Thrones, because I love Daenerys, and I think that her personality is very close to Harley Quinn's, especially at the end of season 8. I know that everyone hated that, but I was living up for the end of season 8.
I haven't been caught up on Games of Thrones. I stopped at maybe season 2.
Oh no, you got to start again. It's totally worth it. It's everything. You got to get all the way through. I don't want to say anything because it would be a massive spoiler, so I'm not. But they're coming out with like the Targaryen show, and I'm so excited about that, because that's like before Daenerys. That's like when the Targaryens like ruled. So I'm really excited about that.
I might check it out. So I'm thinking more questions on top of that. So what do you do as a job? Well, we all know what you do as a job. You're a costume designer.
Well, that's not. I have many jobs. My main paying one, I handle the entire back end of a website called Learning Journeys, which is pretty much an educational travel company. So you want to learn how to distill whiskey, we send you to Scotland and you learn it there. So it's a super cool mash of education and travel. So I like load the trips, handle the back end, do all that good stuff. But that is like my steady income, I would say, even though it's contracted work. And then I do user-generated content. Like, I'm always applying for different things. I own 2 companies. I just started a third one under my own name called Just for Dopamine, which is a couture line. And right now I'm trying to look into ways of getting a actual fashion show funded, because I want to have it in a non-working church, and rent out the place and have all of the models like bloodied up and like coming from their eyes, because I am not religious whatsoever, and I like the thought of the controversy surrounding the church. I'm a documentary fan, so like and the only reason I went, like, I'm 29, but I'm in school now, and I went back way later in life because I never got a degree, and I just wanted to learn more, because I love learning, and like the more you know, the more like substance that you have. I feel like knowledge is like the one thing that nobody can ever take away from you. unless you're like me and you have ADHD and then you just forget everything anyways. But that's why I went back to school, and I don't remember where I was going with the sentence at all. It's gone forever now.
Did you ever see yourself being a professional cosplayer?
No, I grew up like wearing costumes as clothing. Like, for reals, I would wear like Tinkerbell out, and like I was obsessed with Tweety birds, so I would tell everyone my name is Tweety. So like just growing up, my parents really, they raised me in kind of a Carol Dweck mindset theory, the growth mindset, which is that there is
And
the sky is not the limit, and don't keep yourself in a box, pretty much, and that when you think you reach your limit, keep going, because there's more. So I was lucky enough to be raised with that mindset, and also with their undying love and support, to be who I am, which is why I got a forehead tattoo without telling them, like 3 months ago, and just showed up at their house with it. And they didn't care. They're like, oh, it looks cool. Like, my parents grew up in New York City in the 70s. Like, nothing I do surprises them anymore. It took my mom like 4 months to realize I had my knuckles tattooed way back in the day.
I mean, I could completely understand that, because I remember when I told my parents, like, hey, I'm going to get my knees tattooed. And they're like, you shouldn't do it. Well, I'm going to do it. I've been thinking about it for 4 years.
Yeah, I just do it. I just, like, last 2 weeks ago, an artist I'm friends with on Facebook like posted a Bride of Frankenstein tattoo, and I'm like, I need that bride of Frankenstein on me. So I literally like PayPal'd him like the down payment, and then went like 3 days later and got it. Like, and she's beautiful. She's still healing, but she's gorgeous. She's on my leg down here. But she's got like the upside down moon like carved into her head. Amazing. It's definitely my favorite tattoo that I have, for sure. More than my forehead. My forehead is my most meaningful, but this is the one of the bride is my favorite piece.
Okay. And you would say that your family well, obviously they love you, duh. But do they like support your lifestyle and everything of you cosplaying and identifying as Harley Quinn, pretty much?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's not that I identify as Harley Quinn. It's that like I feel like at a certain, like, after I read Stephen Sajak's book Harleen, like that book was me. Like, I can't explain it. Like, I have never felt as connected to a comic series as I was to the series Harleen. I actually legally changed my name to Harleen. And wow. I changed it because I had been through so much over the last 10 years. I'm like, I am ready to like my name doesn't feel like me anymore. And Harleen was the only thing that made sense. Like, I looked in the mirror and I felt Harleen. So I legally changed my name to Harleen and spent a lot of money and went through a long legal process to do it. So like legally I am Harleen now, which a lot of people don't believe it. Actually show them my license and they're like, oh, okay, I guess it is. But I don't remember where I was going with that. Oh yeah, but no, my parents like 100% support me all the time. Like, there's a character who's in the Joker comics called Punchline, and my mom would make a perfect punchline, and she has like always agreed to cosplay as Punchline. I just gotta
that's awesome.
I gotta go over one day and set her all up for it. And my boyfriend, actually, he is a toy photographer. So he takes photos of like 1/6 scale or 1/12 scale, and he's done like work for Disney and stuff. But he also takes all my photos, like 99% of them. Unless he's busy, then I'm forced to use the remote by myself, and I can never get anything right. But 99% of my photos he takes, and I'm really lucky that he takes them. And it was a learning curve for both of us when he started taking my photos. But we have it down now where he knows like the correct positioning. Like, I do not jump high off the ground. I have no muscle mass whatsoever. I jump maybe this much, but it looks like I'm flying in some of my pictures because he literally lays on the ground and angles the camera up to give that effect. So it was a lot of trial and error together to figure out like what works and what looks good.
That's nice. And how did you meet your boyfriend?
Oh, that's a long story.
Well, we got time.
We originally met at a Comic-Con probably 9 or 10 years ago. And we were both dating people at the time. And the girl he was with thought she was my friend, but I didn't really know a thing about her. And she's really weird. She's really weird. But and she just wanted a photo with me, and then she walked away, and I'm like, okay. But he took the photo of us. And then like he told me that like she became like obsessed with me and like had to buy all the new Harley stuff before I was able to buy it, and like and just like nightmare. But
Yeah.
then like 5 years later, he like messaged me out of the blue and he's like, hey, you're going to this convention. I'm like, yeah. And then like it just kind of went from there. And we just had our technical 5-year anniversary.
And does he think like the whole Harley Quinn fusion and everything with Harley Quinn's cool with him?
Yeah, he read Harley Quinn comics before we knew each other. So he knew a lot about Harley. And like he loves Harley Quinn. But his thing is Superman. so I always say he's my Superman. And there's this one photo of Superman flying and like Harley Quinn's like, I think he's carrying Harley and she's like going like this and like trying to get out of his arms or something. I got that on matching shirts for us last Valentine's Day because that's us. Like he's my Superman and I am his Harley Quinn, and that's so like when he picks me up, I try and plank and he's like, stop it. So it's just like
so
fun
cute.
mix.
I love that.
Speaking of Superman, he gave me a Superman cup with my iced tea.
That's a good boyfriend right there we got there, folks. Let's look at more of your photos.
Okay, let's do it. I have hundreds of them.
I know. I don't really know. I just got the file. Hang on.
Oh yeah, I sent you like one from a few sets. Or at least 30 from each of those sets.
Yeah.
If not more, I haven't edited them all.
You edited all the photos?
I haven't, no.
You hadn't?
I have a 16 gigabyte card that is maxed out, and I am close to maxing out like my 260 gigabyte card.
Oh, Jesus. I mean, I feel you. I take a lot of pictures of myself. What's behind this cosplay right here?
That was actually, I had in mind the movie Chicago, because I love that movie. And Harley would totally just shoot a man and then be like, he had it coming. Like, so that's based off 1920s lingerie. Like the actual outfit itself, and I made that from scratch, put a zipper down the side. That was actually one of like the first kind of zippers I put in anything, so it's a little wonky. I always end up redoing them, and like the top fit a little weird, which I ended up redoing too. But it's pretty much Chicago the movie was the inspiration behind that one.
Nice. Okay, let's go to the next one. And this one is a 1920 style one?
Yes, I did more of that underneath that robe. I actually have that 1920s outfit under it, so I used that to make like a 1950s like Hollywood glam Harley, and that robe is half red and black, and I'm never showing feathers again in my entire life because it was such a nightmare, and they get everywhere anytime I try and put that robe on. And that mannequin head, her name is Tanya. I sell merch of her in my store, and I clip her to my backpack when I go to conventions. I love her so much. I made her, not from scratch. Like one of our friends gave me like a base for a head before I started wearing tape-ins. He was like, practice on this. And I'm like, I'm just going to turn into the Joker instead. And then Tanya was born. So Tanya is a staple in the Sweetheart Harley family.
And we can see Tanya got decapitated.
Oh, yes. That was based off a Lollipop Chainsaw, which I have done a Harley Quinn Lollipop Chainsaw crossover before I knew that James Gunn based the entire Escape from the Palace scene from the new Suicide Squad movie off of Lollipop Chainsaw.
That I did not know at all.
He did, and he actually liked my photo and left a comment on it, and I'm like, oh my gosh, and I made
That's
that
awesome.
once beforehand.
I think let me go find that photo.
I don't know if I saw any of them.
I think you did. I remember looking through
Oh,
it.
I did send one of them. Yes, I remember.
Let me see. Y'all, as you can see, look at all the gorgeous photos we got here.
There's so many.
Yeah.
This is just literally a tiny, tiny little portion.
Here's one part.
Yeah, that's my lollipop chainsaw Harley Quinn.
There she is, y'all. Whoop, a little too big. Okay, there we go. It's just a regular. So did you took a regular chillo outfit and just redesigned it and everything?
For this one specifically, I actually bought a child's one because I'm really tiny. So I bought a little girl's black and red one, and then pretty much chopped it up and redid the whole thing and re-seamed it, re-sewed it. Accidentally cut it too short on the top, so I had to add more fabric there. So it was way more work than I think it was worth it for that one. But I originally had I wanted to make a cheerleader Harley Quinn. And then I'm like, Lollipop Chainsaw, duh. So I ended up using the same outfit for Lollipop Chainsaw.
And that's pretty brilliant because one, Taylor Strong, the voice actor, voices both Harley Quinn and Juliet Starling.
I didn't know she voiced Juliet.
Oh yeah, she does.
That's really awesome.
Yeah, I know a couple facts up my sleeves.
You know facts I don't know, which is surprising.
I mean, I'm a huge Lollipop Chainsaw fan because I love that game. I just hope to the video game company, please make a sequel.
I don't think they ever will, but it was just
probably not yet.
8 hours of hack and slash and you were done. Which is
I know.
But it was I pre-ordered it and I got the little Nick Valentine keychain with the head.
That's cute. Okay, what is inspiration behind this one?
So I wanted to make I have a love-hate relationship with silk. Every time I sew silk, I say I'm never going to sew silk again. And then the next project I do is all silk. Or I my main two are silk and then PVC vinyl. I don't use material, unfortunately. I have started buying it though, because if I'm starting a couture line, I need to be able to, use materials that are not PVC latex. But this dress actually I made, it was not supposed to be a wedding gown type dress. I just wanted to make a floor length gown. And then I put a 10-foot train on it and I made the veil. And I said to my boyfriend, I said, when we get married, this is my wedding dress. And he said, all right, I love it.
That is
I made
beautiful.
that in 8 hours. 8 hours straight.
8 hours. Wow.
8 hours straight, no breaks, no my hyperfixation was in it. And I had to redo that top bodice 3 or 4 times because the triangle parts up top kept getting too far out. Yeah, it was a nightmare. But I eventually got it, and I have to say that it looks really good in person.
It is a very beautiful dress, I will say that.
Thank you. So if anyone wants a wedding dress, I can make wedding dresses.
And we got the Barbie Harley Quinn here.
Yeah. That one is not Harley colors because I really wanted to stick with the Barbie pink because otherwise it wouldn't have made sense,
Yeah.
So I made that jacket and literally everything I'm wearing is completely from scratch and I edited that photo myself. I edit all my photos myself. So I loosely used a pattern for the skirt. My body is weirdly shaped, not weirdly shaped, but my proportions are off because my waist is much higher than a normal person's waist. So I always have to, if I ever use a pattern, chop that pattern to bits or just redraw my own patterns, which most of the time I just redraw my own patterns, which I did for the skirt in this. The belt I'm wearing is actually my belt that I made for my Infinite Frontier Harley Quinn cosplay because I'm like, this skirt is too big up top. I need a belt. And I'm like, oh, wait a minute. I have a good belt. That jacket, the way I make cosplays for myself or clothing is I literally will like, do I have any fabric around here? Oh, perfect. I have a robe. So
Okay.
like, let's say I want to turn this into a jacket. I will literally put it like this and then just cut.
Oh.
And then lay it down and then be like, okay, this is my arm. And then I'll like just cut the fabric. I don't stencil. I don't do anything. I just cut the fabric and then I sew the fabric.
So you pretty much freestyle and stuff, and you just said that you self-taught yourself to do sewing. Yep. Is that correct? Okay.
Yes, I am 100% self-taught in pattern making, sewing, construction, prop making, everything. Editing. Well, I'm editing. I used to use Adobe Photoshop a lot when I was younger, but I did take a college course on it, so I'm not really fully self-trained in that. But yeah, like that top, the like bandeau kind of top, literally just held fabric around, and I'm like, okay, it looks good. Cut it, sewed it, and attached a little thing in the middle. I'm like, okay.
I mean, that's pretty much skill, because some people don't even have that skill to do that. And we see we got the Suicide Squad Harley Quinn right over here.
Yes, I did not make that one. I bought that one because that one was before I really felt comfortable making that big of a constructional piece, especially with the jacket and all the little detailing. Now I would be like, oh yeah, there's no problem. Like, give me it. Give me the fabric for it. And also I would have to make a fake leather outfit like that one is. It would have cost me more in materials and supplies than to actually just buy it from a like cosplay company that hand makes them. So that's how I used to weigh my cosplays. I'm like, is it going to cost me more to make it myself, or is it going to cost me more to buy it? I don't do that anymore. Now buying it's not an option. I'm like, I'm just going to make it. If I'm in a store and there's something I like in the store, like a dress or something, I take a photo of it and I'm like, I really like this. I don't want to pay $40 for this because I know I can make it for $3. So I'm going to take a photo of that. I'm going to make it when we get home.
I mean, if I could do that, I would. But most of the time, I'm just like, I'm going to buy it because I can.
Yeah, well, I buy clothes too, obviously. But there are certain things where I'm like, I don't want to buy fast fashion. And I know that how much they cost to make this because I worked retail for a long time. So I know margin. And I'm like, I know exactly how much it costs to make this pretty within a range. And I could make it for the same amount or less than the original price that they bought it for. And I'm like, I'll just make it myself, but make it way better and more structured to fit my body.
Yeah, because most retail, they overprice stuff a lot.
Yeah, like t-shirts, they buy in bulk for 15 cents, I think, and they sell them for $5 most places. So yeah.
Oh, $50 a piece? Yeah, seen it. What about
that outfit I bought? That one I bought.
I kind of feel okay. Like, it looks familiar. I think I've seen that at Hot Topic.
Yeah, it was from Dollskill.
Oh,
they did a collab with DC, and I got the Harley Quinn jacket and the Harley Quinn beanie and the Harley, like, they had these flame rollerblades that I got. Oh, I spent so much money. But I got that when it went to clearance because I'm like, it would be funny to have Harley Quinn wearing a Batman outfit. Or like Batman kind of like lingerie thing. And then I edited in Riley Rossmo's artwork in the background from Infinite Frontier.
Oh, wow. I remember I did a little drawing of Harley Quinn dressed up as Batman, and it had Poison Ivy as Robin.
That's really fun. That's actually a really good idea. If I had any friends, I would totally do that.
I mean, I was going to cosplay Dahlia to be Poison Ivy, but I didn't get the chance to. I got mainly focused on myself. And we got this one. Did you make this one?
I did. I made that entire thing from scratch. The skates are actually C7s that I fully customized myself. I made the mallet, the outfit. I dyed the wig. I did not make the thigh-high socks, though. But all the padding and everything I'm wearing, I did not make, besides the shoulder gauntlets. That's actual, like, children's roller skating padding that I just customized, but I did edit that photo completely by myself. And if you look, I took out Margot Robbie's name and I put Sweetheart Harley.
That's awesome. Let me see. I'm trying to see. We got the classic Birds of Prey Harley. I have that cosplay as well.
I did not make that one. I did not make that one. My boyfriend bought that one for me. It's Spirit Halloween because it's amazing. Like cosplay, make it or buy it. It doesn't matter what, like
as long you have the passion for it. It doesn't matter if you bought it or made it. As long you love it.
Exactly.
That's all that matters. And I love the little Harley Quinns in the background.
Yeah, that's when we were in an apartment and so, before we bought our house. So we tried to like make it like look nice because it was like the middle of winter. And we're like, okay, what can we do? So I'm like, oh, the scene where she's like eating and they're watching TV. So I added like a lot of like blue lights and cool lights in there to kind of give that illusion of a TV screen reflecting off. I did style the wig though. I hate wearing wigs. I avoid it with my life.
Like, do you style all your wigs? And here we have this one, the candy corn one.
Yeah, I just sent you random ones that I had too. I'm like, here we go. Yeah.
She don't dress up as Harley Quinn 24/7. She gotta have something else to dress as.
I am also like a tattooed model. So I do.
Nice.
I somewhere I am floating around the internet from Inked Mag's website. It like I took like test photos for their website and signed off all of my rights saying that I can't say that I worked with them, whatever. Like that they hired me because I didn't get paid for it. It was just a test shoot with like mock images for their website. And then a few months back, my boyfriend's mom sends me a photo and it's me like 5 years ago from the photos that we took that were on their website. And I'm like, it's back. It's floating around again. So if you ever see an Inked Mag advertisement and the girl has a black mohawk going back with the Alice in Wonderland neck tattoos, that's me, but like 5-6 years ago.
Wow, that's amazing. And did you make this one?
I did not make that one. I actually got that one from the only place that I will buy Harley Quinn PVC, which is Artifice Clothing. They are so amazing structurally. Their stuff is flawless and reasonably priced to like the point it's insane for the quality. They use the same exact 4-way stretch that I use on my cosplays. So I trust that fabric very well. But they actually made that outfit. But they are absolutely amazing. If you're just looking for a Halloween costume, you look at it and you're like, oh my gosh, like expensive. But as a cosplayer, especially for like wearing stuff like this all year, for me, it's a business investment. And that dog is not mine.
I mean, it's a cute dog though.
He just ran up and started attacking me. And I'm like, can I put in the shoe? And the people were like totally nice about it. And they're like, yeah.
That is amazing. Okay.
Oh, I did make the shorts though. I forgot about that. I made the shorts.
You made the what?
The shorts. The
shorts. Okay.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
And we got this one right here.
Yeah.
If it loads.
See my mallet on display.
Oh yeah, that one looked like you're flying.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. With like, he gets really, really low with his angle, so it looks like I'm really high in the air, even though I'm like this far off the ground because I can't jump to save my life.
Man, that is epic and amazing, and props to both of y'all.
Thank you.
You're welcome, and thank you for coming on to the show.
Thank you for having me. This is so
welcome.
Fun.
And we got some classic Harley Quinns here, folks.
Yes. Again, that is from Artifice Clothing. If you want a good Harley suit, I actually do commissioned work. So like I can make you that exact suit. If you don't want it from me though, you can go to Artifice Clothing. They have it. I bought it. They customize everything for me to my sizing. Like they even like the cowl naturally comes with the neck piece attached. Oh. They specifically unattached it for me and sent it like in a separate little thing so I could wear just the cowl itself. So they're super nice. They're super like accommodating.
That's nice.
Yeah, now I would just make it myself, but back then I'm like that was my dream suit for like a decade. And I'm like, I have the money now, I'm gonna buy it. And it was very expensive. It's probably the most expensive cosplay I've ever bought in.
And how much was it?
It was like $450, I want to say, after all the customizations and everything. But I got like the gloves, the ruffles, the neck piece separated from the cowl, which was an additional charge, and the full cat suit with the hidden zipper in the front. Like the zipper's in the front, and you can't even.
Okay.
The crotch on it actually ripped when I was doing cartwheels because I'd had it for like 2 or 3 years, like constantly wearing it. So I just have to resew it, and then it'll be fine.
Good. Okay, let me see. Like this coat white hue?
Yeah, like I was doing something stupid like that, and I didn't even realize it was ripped until after I had worn it all day as a guest at a convention.
Oh no!
Luckily, you can't see it in any of the photos of me.
And do you have like kids coming up to you and they like, oh, I want to do what you do?
Not saying they want to do what I do, but I do get kids sometimes like looking at me, and I'll just be like, and it's really creepy when I'm in like the full makeup too with the cowl, and they'll just be like, But if I'm guesting at a convention, like I had this one video of this little girl, like she spotted me from like across the room, and she's like, Mommy, it's Harley Quinn. And she like sprinted at me and like latched onto my leg and would not let go.
Oh wow. I think that would scare me because I remember one time when I was at GeekCon, I was cosplaying as a female version of Captain Howdy from D. Snyder's Strangeland. If you don't know who he looks like, I can bring up. Well, I have a painting of him. Hang on. Let me bring this down. I did this painting myself.
Whoa.
Let me get this over here. We move one quick. This guy.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, I cosplay as him, and well, a girl version of him. And no one really knew who I was because the movie wasn't really that popular in the horror community. Only like the couple niche people knew about it. And they're like, oh, it's Captain Howdy. I'm like, yes, finally, someone gets it. Most people just thought I was just a random goth alternative girl with piercings and everything.
That's literally what I look like all the time, though. And I'm not.
Yeah. And I remember, I saw them back to GeekCon. I had someone ask me like, "Oh, them piercings real?" I took one out, like, nope. And
just get them.
Yeah, and I remember one woman came up to me. She's like, "Oh, it's a female Captain Howdy," and I'm like, "Hi." And she's like,
"Sorry, go ahead. I'm really sorry."
And she approached me. She's like, "Can I get a photo with you?" And I'm like, "Yeah, go ahead." And she's like, getting all giddy and everything. And her husband's like, "Calm down. Calm down. She's not D. Snyder." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm not D. Snyder. Please stop."
It's so gratifying when you cosplay a character or do a crossover that you think no one is gonna know, and then you get recognized as that character. Like I did a Harley Quinn and a Tank Girl crossover last year, and I actually wore it to Flower City Comic Con, which I will be attending again in September of this year. Nice. So if anyone watches this now or watches it later, come meet your girl at Flower City. I'm there all weekend. And also the people who run it are just like super, super sweet. They're like the nicest people ever. You're gonna have a blast. But last year I wore my Tank Girl Harley one of the days, and I'm like, no one's gonna know what I am. So many people are like, Tank Girl Harley, and I'm like, oh my gosh. And I'm like, for people to recognize me as Tank Girl when I was wearing like a Harley Quinn bikini top and like a mesh undershirt I had chopped up and like short shorts and Harley Quinn thigh highs, like, and like I had on like the helmet with the goggles, like the army helmet with the goggles that I had painted, that like Tank Girl wears in the comics. And I was shocked that people knew exactly what I was. And it was just like so gratifying because that means you do it so well that like people are like, that's that.
And that's really wonderful feeling because I remember I had kids coming up to me when I was dressed up as Strawberry Shortcake. Had so many kids stop me like, Strawberry Shortcake. I'm like, okay, I'm just on to buy stuff. Like, okay, I'll take your photo.
You're giving me bad ideas right now.
Harley Quinn Strawberry Shortcake.
I have like 20 lists of different Harley cosplays I just haven't gotten to yet.
So
Now Harley's on the list, so it's gonna happen.
Yeah, and I'm all for it. I love fusions and everything. Let me find my favorite photo. That like, I mean, I love them all, but we're like about the one time. Unless you want to go overtime to show everybody your photos.
I have no idea what you just.
Really yeah, I don't know what I said either. What I said was we're about to go overtime because usually the show usually goes for an hour, unless.
That's completely up to you. It's your show. You run the show.
Yes, I do. Okay, well, let's show some good photos if I can get it up. Let's see the one. Oh, we got the. Is this like a nun version?
No, that's actually, I made that all in one night, like a week and a half ago. That's the last cosplay I made, and I had all this random gray and black ripped up materials, and like I bought tooling for it, and I'm like, I want to make like a dead bride. So that's pretty much what it is. It kind of like turned into something else. Like it doesn't really look like a dead bride anymore, I guess. I don't know what it looks like, but it looks exactly, I don't know if you've ever seen the movie Krampus.
Yes, I love that movie.
It looks just like that angel from Krampus.
Oh no, I hate that angel.
It looks exactly like it. And I didn't realize that until way after. And I'm like, wow, I made that and I didn't even know what Christmas cosplay right here. But yeah, I wanted to make like a gory, bloody, dead bride who had been like, you know, left to rot. And that's what I did. But it also kind of looks like sea witchy in a way because of like the like netting that I used on it, but it's actually multiple layers. Like I have like the headpiece, which is the veil, which is one piece. I have the neck piece, which of course was inspired by Harley Quinn that I made. I have a gray dress I made underneath it that has like holes all over it, and then I have a like half tulle skirt. It's like a tulle skirt with multiple like layers of ripped up fabric that like ties in the front. So I didn't actually have to attach it to the dress itself. I can like take it off and on. So it's a multi-layered cosplay. And I made it in one night, and then the next morning I woke up and I'm like, we're gonna go take pictures in this right now. And we did. That's like in front of our house. Like,
wow.
See me outside like that all the time, and they don't think anything of it.
And we got these. And this is like a. I don't want to offend anybody if I mispronounce this. Is this like is that the wedding dress one?
Yeah.
I'm about to say the Indian style, because that would remind me of like something the Indian bohemian. Well, it's not bohemian, but it's like an Indian style silk dress. That's what it kind of reminded me of at first.
I can see that. Definitely. Yeah, but I have so many photos that I just like to play around with the backgrounds, and my edits never do well for some reason. My like stupid selfies do really well, but like my photos I spend hours editing in Adobe Photoshop just like always tank. But that's fine because I enjoy doing it.
I feel you, because I put so much out into something I love and then I get not noticed. But if I make like a crappy meme post or something, like ding 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 ding.
Right. Yeah. No, that's just how it is.
Yeah. And we got Nurse Harley Quinn with Dr. Harley Quinn.
And those are both me. I did not take those photos in the same day or at the same time or with any intention to combine them. Fun fact.
Huh.
I just happened to have those two photos from two completely separate times in the same location. And I'm like, those two would go really well together. So then I put them together and it really worked well.
I mean, I love it. It shows both her personality, well, not her personalities, her personas.
Yeah. And that Harleen is based off the Steven Sajak. I always say his name wrong. I think it's Stefan Sajak. I'm not sure. But that's based off the Harleen series that I'd mentioned earlier. And then of course that's Mad Love Harley, obviously.
Yeah, that's the classic Harley Quinn that we all know from the 90s.
Yes.
And we got this one. We always show this. Now this one is my favorite. It's all the different versions of Harley Quinns.
I did that for Harley's birthday last year. Every year I try and do something. Like I will do a Harley Quinn birthday post for myself. And then 6 days later, I will post a birthday picture for Harley Quinn. And that was my Harley Quinn birthday picture last year. And I tried to pick the most recognizable Harleys because I have some that I have created, like a Viking Harley, that no one's going to know. Like, so I tried to pick the most easily recognizable Harleys that I could. We did take all of those in the same day. We marked out specific spots on our couch, and between the photos, I would go and change, and then I'd come back, reposition myself, re-sit down in like different positions, and then it took me so long to edit this. It was wild, but it turned out surprisingly really good, and I love that photo so much. Because
Me too. I love it.
I love it because it brings so many different Harleys into one. Like, you have the Infinite Frontier Harley sitting next to the new 52 Harley Quinn, sitting behind the 2016 Suicide Squad Harley. Like, they're all just hanging out. Like, they each have their own very distinct personalities, even though they're all me. Like, when I look at that, I don't even see me in any of them, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I get you. And wait, there is a Viking Harley Quinn. Let me go find her.
Is.
There's the Joker. Pink. Got Playboy.
People thought the Playboy cover. It got so many likes on Instagram. I posted that on Easter.
Yeah, Playboy is really popular around Easter. I don't know why.
Yeah, I thought it was funny. People thought it was real, and on there I'm like, what does Alfred really do when he's alone in the Batcave? Like, I put funny head titles in there, and people were like, wow, I can't believe you would work with Playboy. And I'm like, I didn't. It's fake.
Let me get Playboy real quick so people know what we're talking about.
Yeah, some of those are really funny. But people thought that was like an actual Playboy cover, and I'm like, that means I did a good job.
Yeah, you did an amazing job. You get people fooled that it was actually a real Playboy cover.
Yeah,
that's
literally
amazing.
Eventually, I want to do like a Vogue cover, and like I want to do like as many covers as I can as Harley, and make them look like that legit, and then like make a fake magazine to sell at like conventions and stuff.
I mean, yeah, why not? I'll do it.
I mean, licensing rights, I probably can't.
Yeah, that's true. You might get sued. And
True.
here is Viking Harley Quinn, everyone.
Yes, that is Viking Harley 1. Because I say 1 because I took that photo myself. I was playing around with fun makeup one day. And then based off of those photos, because I have a bunch of those exact photos from that when I took them, I got bombarded by my community to make an actual Viking Harley Quinn, and I did, and I made the entire thing out of EVA foam. So I have an entire EVA armor Harley Quinn set, which I think I sent you the photos of too. I'm a huge World of Warcraft fan though, so it can also double as a World of Warcraft Harley Quinn cosplay.
Like
yeah, right there.
Right here. Yep.
I made that entire thing out of EVA foam besides the faux fur.
Get up close look, everybody.
It's multiple layers of EVA foam on top of each other to get like a kind of like a texture layer going. And what is her name? I can never remember her name. She is my favorite World of Warcraft cosplayer, and I talk to her sometimes. I cannot remember her name right now for the life of me, but she is such a sweetheart, and I actually was messaging her while I was creating that, and I'm like, help. And then I was also messaging my friend Mothchild. Mothchild cosplay, Moth One Child. She's changed it so many times. But she builds EVA armor like that a lot too, so she also helped me through that process.
And that's amazing. And I think we're gonna end it on Viking Harley Quinn.
It's a good one to end on. Everyone loves Viking.
Okay. So thank you for coming on to Strange and Wonderful. And let me add this one important last question that I ask everybody on the show. If you can go back in time to your childhood self, what would you say to them and why?
I would tell them to don't let the fear of other people's perceptions of you ever stop you from doing what you want to do. And like I never have, but it would have been nice to get that support when I was being brutally bullied as a kid growing up. So I would definitely tell myself as a younger version of me to, it gets worse and it gets slightly better and then it gets bad again. And you're going to have a hard life and you're going to have a lot of mental illness and you're going to go through a lot of things. But you will survive it all. And you need to just trust yourself and trust in what you do and just keep going.
And that's what's beautiful about that. I brought so much warmth to my little black heart.
Same. I don't even think it's there anymore.
Any wise words for the audience before I let you go back to the abyss of the Harley Quinns?
Anyone who watches this, thank you so much for tuning in or tuning in later. Definitely follow this channel because she is dope. I'm pointing the wrong way because you're that way to me, but it's like mirrored.
And there we go. Yeah, we got it.
Sorry, ask. What's your pronouns?
My pronouns is she and her.
Oh, okay, I just wanted to make sure because
it's understandable. It's understandable.
Follow her. She is amazing. This was so much fun. Thank you for having me on. And to anyone out there who wants to try cosplay, who has never done it before, who is new to it or a little bit uncomfortable with it, you can literally just Google Sweetheart Harley. You can find all of my accounts. You can go to sweetheartharley.com and you can find everything there. Message me, email me. Like I am always have my phone accessible and ready to assist in any way possible. And the best advice I have for you is do not let the fear of judgment from others stop you from cosplaying because you will be judged. But just know that I will go to a store in a full-on classic Harley Quinn makeup and outfit and get judged. So we can be judged together. So just
exactly. Just live your life to the fullest. And F those people.
Yeah. And don't let creepy old men near you if they touch
exactly.
you. Seriously, you scream. And if I'm at a convention and I see a dirty old man touching a girl or a guy inappropriately and they seem to not like it, I will call security. So if you're ever at a con with me and you're having beef with someone or trouble with someone or someone's following you or something, come to my table. I will handle it for you. Do not worry. I support my followers like to the death. Like they're so important to me and I love them so much because like they make up everything. So yeah, if any of my followers watch this, I hope that they liked it.
And thank you for tuning in to Strange and Wonderful. I had to let go the Miss Harley Quinn back into the abyss of all the other Harley Quinns. Thank you for coming on the show, Miss Harley.
Thank you for having me. Oh, also, I have a hockey jersey with my own logo on it because I myself.
We're both Harley Quinns.
If you were a Harley Quinn cosplayer, also do not hate on other Harley Quinn cosplayers. We are all in this wonderful world of Harley together. We should love each other.
Exactly. There's all different alternate universes. If you ship yourself with the Joker, okay. If you ship yourself with Poison Ivy, okay. If you don't ship yourself with anybody, that's okay.
Everything is okay. And
yes.
One big happy Harley verse. So come and join the dark/light anti-hero side of Harley Quinn.
Exactly. Bye, and thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a good day.
Bye.
Okay. That was Miss Sweetheart Harley Quinn. If you want to follow, you can follow at Sweetheart Harley Quinn on all social medias. TikTok is the most popular one. You can find out funny videos of the Harley Quinns. And next Wednesday, we have my friend Amy Mokui coming on the show, and she can discuss her comics of orcs and girls being in love with orcs, the comic Orc Girl, and her love of cosplaying in the adult performance, and her love of Bigfoot. We're going to all learn about all the monster loving and all the ordinary, extraordinary stuff that she will bring to us. Amy Mulcahy, we'd like to see you. We're going to celebrate, I cannot talk today, but Miss Amy Mulcahy, we're going to see you next Wednesday. And thank you, y'all, for tuning in to Strange and Wonderful with your host, Courtney Webb. Hopefully, Michael Zane will come in next Wednesday. We have missed him. We have holy moly missed him. We wish him the best of luck, and I hope we can catch him next time. And we will see y'all next Wednesday on the Strange and Wonderful. Love and hearts.